Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for September or whenever this message finds you. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Aries at this time, please? Messages for Aries at this time, please. Thank you. Your first card out, the number 1 major arcana, the Oracle of Delphi. Your second card, the Queen of Keys. Your third card, another major arcana, Caught in the Ruins. And on the bottom of this deck, the number 3, Archangel Gabriel, another major arcana. This is a card about a message of peace. Archangel Gabriel is the divine messenger of communication. And perhaps there's something that you need to communicate at this time, Aries, and the message is to do so with peace and with love. And you can call on Archangel Gabriel to help you to do that. With the Oracle of the Delphi coming out for you, this is a time of great psychic awareness and ability right now. The Queen of Keys is you or a feminine presence in your life or coming into your life who could potentially be helpful to you. Someone who is stable, abundant, and has the ability to bless others. So perhaps this is something you are able to do or you're working toward, Aries. And with the Caught in the Ruins card, that's a message of a somewhat self-imposed prison or restriction that you have the ability to remove yourself from, Aries. On the bottom of this deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel strongly that there's some situation that you are feeling like you're ready to come out from the cold. You're ready to come in from the cold. The first card's out for you, the Oracle of the Delphi and Strength. With the Oracle of the Delphi, you can see the fissure with the smoke rising, the Delphi sitting there on the 3-legged stool, and this is the scribe who works with her. This card shows the 2 sides of psychic abilities, the psychic interpretation and the recording of it. It's indicating that things that you may see or hear around you that you may be quick to dismiss as coincidence or things of that nature are not necessarily so. Sometimes we receive psychic inklings and intuition is tugging at us, and we are just, we're brought up to ignore it most of the time as, anxiety or something that we shouldn't be paying attention to, whenever it's those gut feelings are exactly what we should be listening to, Aries. And this is not the ego. This is, your inner self, your higher self, that knows what's best for you. And this is a very important message for you right now. With the Strength card clarifying this, this is indicating to me that you have the strength to do this within you, Aries. You are certainly strong enough. It could be some battle that you're fighting within yourself. I feel for some of you right now, it's, as I said, being raised to dismiss those inklings, those intuitions and feelings that we have and thoughts that we have that may pull us in one direction or another. For me personally, it's taken most of my life to actually get back to listening to those things. I've just totally dismissed it before as, the self has to be run by the ego, and that's just the way modern day society is. But, in my opinion, to be really and truly happy, that's the last thing that we should do. You have to get back to your self, your highest self, and realizing what that is for you, Aries. At any rate, this card represents the two sides of psychic abilities, the psychic visions or intuitions, and then the transcribing of that or the interpretation of that. So when you feel drawn to something, or when you feel deja vu, when you feel that something is not a coincidence, if you have the ability, write those things down. Write that down. And if you're not one to journal, try to do that, even if it's for a few minutes a day, even if it's those few lines of things that you can get down. You can look back at that later and it will remind you, and you can see that, I had forgotten about that, but I remember when that happened, and this actually happened later, and that's really not a coincidence, was it? It can be enough to open doors for you, Aries, and it can, the slightest seed, tall oaks grow from tiny acorns. But do your best to trust in those psychic drawing, the things that are pulling you, that are speaking to you, whatever that may mean, whatever that might mean for you. You have the strength right now. There is a lot of psychic ability within and around you, and you just have to listen to it. The second card out for you is the Queen of Keys. And as I said, this can represent you or another feminine energy in your life, male or female. And with this being clarified by the Tower, it could be that a tower has to happen to bring this person into your life, or to make it so that you are transposed into this Queen of Keys. Maybe you are this Queen of Keys right now. You're the stable one. You're the generous one. You provide that stable, loving energy for your family, whatever that may mean. Family can mean many things. But whatever it is, you're holding it all through the Tower, is what I'm feeling, Aries, as most of us do. Most of us who are Aries, in my opinion, we feel like we have to hold it all together for everyone, and I feel like a lot of us do that. And sometimes the Tower has to fall in order for something better to be rebuilt. So it's interesting, that the Tower is, it's the stones in this deck. I'm just drawn to the picture of the stones here that are in orderly fashion. The castle is standing. And then this, obviously, is a pile of rubble. But as difficult as change can be sometimes, things that are torn down by the tower. It's the universe's way of saying things have gone on too long. And it can give us those indications, and even that deep knowing that something needs to change. But in our inability or our codependency or whatever it may be, the universe will finally make it unavoidable. And as difficult as it can be, it's usually for the best. But if there's a woman around you right now who can provide you with, guidance and act as a mentor to help you, definitely reach out to that person. As difficult as that can be for an Aries, even if it's a friend that we just ask, hey, can you just listen for just a minute, and just, you don't have to say anything, but just let me just vent, and just get it out. That's a really wonderful thing to have in a friend. The third card for you is a number 16, Caught in the Ruins. And this is clarified by the number 14, Temperance. This is the second major arcana for you in this reading, Aries. And as I said, the Caught in the Ruins card, you can see these people here can get out of this prison. The top of it is open. There's, a crumbling castle in the background. Again, another reference, to a crumbling castle. Interesting. But, it can be difficult to accept that sometimes, our prisons are self-imposed, and these two people have the ability to climb out of this situation. So this card indicates that you have the power, Aries, to look around you and see what it is that you need to change in your life to climb out of this situation, to end this self-imposed prison restriction, whatever it is. And with this being clarified by the Temperance card, obviously this is balance. This is finding that yin and yang in everything. So however this resonates with you, if this all has to do with, I feel that this has to do with these psychic abilities, that some of you may be going through the realization that you actually have these abilities, and making time for that, making time to understand it, giving yourself permission and strength to work with that, to understand it and to work with it. It's a process. It's not something that you can just step into for most people. Some people probably can, but it's a process, and especially if you're fighting those beliefs and you're transforming those beliefs. Fighting is a poor choice of words, because I believe that's just giving it the wrong energy. If you're transforming beliefs of, that it's okay to have these abilities, to explore that more, to learn about that further and explore that further, that it's okay, that you can give yourself the permission to do that. You have so much more strength than you realize, Aries. I just wish that I could reach out and just give each of you a hug so that you could realize, how strong and powerful you really are and how loved you really are. And towers can be so tough to go through, but in my opinion, we always come out stronger. And this is the opportunity to rebuild foundations stronger and look at that view that she has there. And there's a peace about her. And certainly, when you have material things in this world, it can bring a certain level of peace, but there's another peace, There's another peace that comes from within that, maybe this is a mental prison that we're talking about, Aries, for some of you that, as I said, if you're trying to change your beliefs and your thought patterns, that can be very difficult work. So remember to balance this out, give yourself permission to change your mind. We can't help the things that we were taught when we were young, but when you know better, then you can do better, right? I believe that was Maya Angelou, if I'm not mistaken, which I very well could be, but insightful woman. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Shaman's Dream Oracle for September, or whenever this message finds you. Aries, if you made it this far into the reading, thank you so much for your view. Please hit that like button for me so I can get these messages of positivity and love out to anyone who may need to hear it. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for coming back to visit my channel once again. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. This is an awesome card. I hope you can see that face in the mushroom. This is number 24. 2 plus 4 reduces to a 6. Galactic Mushroom, the intricate complexity of life, the divine matrix. You might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating your life. The galactic mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get with your higher power. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve up your desired outcome. The matrix of consciousness called Source or God, Spirit, and many other names, is intricately woven into life. There is so much complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts. It's impossible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly visible above the soil, but not the living biome below. The thread-like mycelium of fungi form vast, intricate networks underground, connecting different life forms with one another in a kind of internet of the plant kingdom. Imagine the divine matrix serving the same way, connecting the individual consciousness with that of the divine. The galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are heard. This is a call for faith and trust. Whatever intention you hold consistently, with hope and faith, first manifests in the unseen realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually you see the evidence play out in the serendipitous events that work in your favor, seemingly outside of the law of cause and effect. Your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest good of all. That was wild, Aries. What was I saying about, you changing your thought patterns, changing your beliefs, and how difficult that can be. But that was an amazing message to receive, that it's actually, all connected. That is really amazing, really a spot on message for you. I want to pull a few cards for you from the Divine Abundance Oracle. So work with those psychic gifts, Aries. Give yourself permission to open your mind to new things, to new beliefs, to new thought patterns. And call on your spiritual family to help you do that. I wanted to pull 3 of these on each of these rows when I started, and I have missed doing readings for a couple of weeks now with life being crazy. So thank you again for your patience. Right away, on the Oracle of Delphi and the Strength card, you got receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. That is a reading in and of itself right there. Those 3 cards right there. Trust the highest divine plan, Aries. Trust your inner guidance. I mean, tarot cards are amazing. Just trust. I know that can be the hardest thing to do sometimes, but I feel like some of you are seeing evidence. You're seeing evidence of that trust already, and it's making it easier. I know it's been tough, but it's making it easier. So on the Queen of Keys, lovely, stable queen, stable feminine energy, clarified by the Tower. So potentially some business going on in or around your life, clarified by your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Just let the Tower fall. Just let the Tower fall and just trust again. I mean, did I not say trust? And again, with this card, trust your path. Trust that there's a plan. And finally, on Caught in the Ruins and Temperance, gratitude. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. So just constantly be in a state of gratitude and thanks. No matter what's going on around you, Aries, you can always find something to give thanks for the smallest thing. And it truly brings more to be thankful for into your life. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you. I hope that you have a wonderful September. And thank you again for coming back to visit my channel. If this reading did resonate, please hit that like button for me. And if I've earned a subscription, please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next time. Love and light.